Well, Christine, it's nice to catch up. I know we all took a little bit of a break, but probably not really after the virtual symposium. I feel I did a couple sessions. I know you did a lot more, so I figured we could let you go first and talk about some of the things that you'd like to highlight, and we'll also share with everybody a few important notes, and then we'll have some fun and figure out how to talk a little bit about our partners as well.
Yeah. So, I was doing some thank you emails to our really fabulous speaker lineup today. And I went back and I decided to, just out of curiosity, to count to see what type of a well-rounded global symposium we put on, because that was our mission, right?
Mhm.
So I counted that we had speakers from 13 different countries and we had 27 speakers. And all those speakers are top in their field, top researchers, people that work for universities. So super proud of that we were able to kind of execute that, our mission statement. And I feel really good that the speakers just killed it. I mean, they are just really donated their time. They came to the table. They offered some, cutting edge information that us as sports chiros could use immediately, with our athletes or in our practice. And, just really happy to offer the diversity that Fix, brings to the table.
Yeah, I even now, well after the event, I'm still getting people that either attended and actually in many cases that didn't get a chance to attend that are still blown away
Mhm.
by the speaker lineup
Mhm.
that you and really the entire team put together.
Mhm.
And I even catch myself sometimes going back to the website and thinking through, wow, like it's, Carla Stecco, Joe Cook,
Mhm.
I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Like I've been, in the last year and a half, I've probably been to at least, I'm not, for those that are, watching, I'm not a clinician, but that's where I spend all my time. And I've done about 20 virtual symposiums, over the last year and a half, and there has been nothing like this. So really, congratulations to you and the entire team for bringing that type of lineup together, because the big challenge, as you mentioned, they're all in high demand, tremendously busy. They give back to a lot of different communities, and to have everybody coordinated to deliver and deliver great presentations,
Yeah.
that is a major accomplishment.
You know what? It was really, thanks. And it was an unbelievable team at Fix. And the one thing about Fix that, why I love this organization so much is the quality of the people. It's a group of professionals that already have full-time jobs, that are very busy lives with families and run practices and treat patients. And out of that little slice of extra time, maybe they do or don't have, they give back to their profession wholeheartedly without an agenda. So they're not in it for their own personal growth or their own personal ego or whatever. They're all in it for the greater good of chiropractic. And that's what's really special about this organization. So in coming to the table and asking each of the speakers if they would donate their time, I tell you what, not one speaker like really balked. And they were just really forthcoming at just donating their time for us and bringing the best they could. And I'm so eternally appreciative of that. And also just being a part of the behind the scenes for Fix was really fun. Paul, you were a big part of that too. And it was just a great cogwheel of people that offered, their own expertise and all came together for this giant wheel that produced this symposium that was just really, I don't know. I stayed on. I didn't sleep much for 3 days because it was in multiple time zones, right?
Yeah.
So, and I lost power at one part during it, right before I was supposed to introduce somebody. So I quick packed up and ran to my office so I could get internet so I could do the next part. But I wasn't bored or unstimulated one moment. I was definitely interested and engaged, and I just really, it seemed like although there was a lot going on behind the scenes, it seems smooth to try to see it from the other side too.
Yeah, no, and I was really impressed with certainly the platform was really well done, and I know a lot of that it's not just technology, it's technology and work and a lot of preparation and even some last minute probably scrambling to get things done and make sure everything works. So that that part doesn't get seen by, really by the team that was behind orchestrating, making sure that speakers were ready, volume was working, things were being recorded, those types of things. But what I was really, I was able to kind of jump around to a lot of the sessions and watch, I still have to go back and watch some of the recordings, but what I was really blown away with was I knew the speakers would deliver phenomenal content. We're talking about some really great topics, and it was the right amount of information.
Yeah.
I felt to really cover a pretty broad spectrum, but in some cases, because of how many speakers we had, we were able to go pretty deep in a couple different areas, including yours, where the youth athlete content, not only was it broad, but we were able to go deep because a lot of the speakers covered different aspects of treating the youth athlete. What I really liked about it is that it was practical knowledge that they could take and implement that Monday. And I really felt that was consistent throughout.
Yeah, I think so too. And I really liked the format. We struggled with in the beginning trying to decide the duration of the lectures. And actually Keith Overland came up with the hour per speaker, which originally, we're so used to these 2-hour, 2.5-hour modules. I loved that because it was a refreshing taste at the end of every hour of somebody different, somebody exciting to watch, as opposed to kind of dry eyeballing it through the last 45 minutes of somebody maybe, that, we just want to move forward. So, I was really happy with how it rolled right through and how each speaker brought, the idea of this athlete's journey. Each speaker came to the table with a piece of the athlete's journey, whether it was the beginning or whether it was recovery or whether it was, post-concussion or nutrition or rehabilitation or assessment. I think we really slaughtered it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, just you going through those things, I mean, it's like every box was checked. And I know that was planned that way, but to be able to execute on that and have everybody show up in a big way is really amazing. And before I forget, those that are listening in, there's 20 days left and roughly 1 hour to keep using the platform to view the content. There's not only the recordings, but there's slide presentations and other like notes as well that Trish has uploaded and others have uploaded to the platform. So make sure you stay engaged in the content. And then also our partners. There are a lot of partners going back long-term supporting Fix, but also the group stepped up and helped make this possible. And really this, one of the key conversations that we had early on about taking on this type of symposium was we have partners that are helping us, kind of get our voice, get the word out with this great speaker lineup, this great content, but it's really about supporting the profession. And for the partners to be able to step up again, especially in this challenging environment, to help us bring this caliber of content and speakers, in this symposium, we can't thank them enough. And really, the best way, and I feel a little bit subjective here because I do represent a couple of the companies and a couple of the sponsors, and I'm good friends with several of them, if not all of them at this point, because we've had some new ones. Is that please go into the platform, if you haven't stopped by a sponsor booth, please do so. There's also still chances to win prizes, some phenomenal prizes. So I think that's a really important piece, is stay engaged with our sponsors, and because they're really partners that are going to help us continue to build this great organization over time.
Yeah. And I think, that's a big statement, and we don't realize how this would not have been possible without our sponsors. And the best way we can do this again is for everybody to support them. And thinking about it too, our sponsors were integral parts in the success of this symposium. Some of them found some of the talent that we had speaking for us over the weekend, which was pretty amazing, I think. And, I know that there is a $7,000 laser still up as a prize from one of the sponsors. So That's still up there. I would love to win that myself. So go visit those sponsor booths. There's still a really good prize waiting out there, or two or three. And so I just think that I don't want to point any one sponsor out, but there were so many really, really great, helpful organizations that jumped in to help us do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key thing here is that we really want everyone to stay engaged. This was a big event. We took a little bit, everybody took a little bit of a break, a small break afterwards. But the best thing to do is keep the engagement going. We don't have to wait for another virtual event to have an ongoing dialogue like we did, because a lot of the Q&A that we had, the chats that we had during the virtual sessions, some of that is equally valuable as the content itself. So I would find ways to reach out, to all of us, to ask questions, to make suggestions about future topics, about, even questions about our sponsors, about if you want more research or clinical application information, how to implement a solution. That's what we're that we can help connect those dots. And I think it's really important to keep the conversation going with really all of the members and prospective members of Fix. We want to make sure everybody learns about this great community.
And Paul, that's such a great point. We're going to do this program again next year, and I want to know what everybody wants. It's not. I love to learn. I'm kind of like, maybe it's a small addiction. My family will tell you it's a big addiction. But I would like to know what everybody else wants to learn. Who they want to hear, who's greatest in their area, and I will sell my soul to get them to speak to us, speak for us next year. That's for sure. So, pop us a message or send me an email, or however you want to connect. And we're happy to kind of, do that for you and try to make it engaging for everybody. I am going to be watching Jill Cook's presentation again tonight, because I just want to hear it one more time. And I actually have listened to Carlos Stecco's 3 times already. So, definitely go back in and re-listen to him. There's something more that you grab each time, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. And one of the things that we're gonna try to do over time, because we can't do one of these every month. And I even joked around with Meg prior to this. I'm like, don't forget, there's one coming up in 30 days, and she almost had a heart attack. So I quickly jumped in and said I was kidding, of course. But we are gonna start finding. We're already talking about ways to deliver smaller, more frequent sessions like that, like we've done, and dig in, a little bit deeper and cover some of the areas that we may not have addressed or covered in the virtual symposium. So we're gonna start doing that. So stay tuned on that. And then every Tuesday, this same time for the next 2 to 3 weeks, there'll be some of our colleagues doing some updates, sharing some additional information, and we'll keep the engagement going.
Yeah, and I just want to say one more thing from behind the scenes, and kind of after the post symposium, I think we all just unplugged, threw away our computers for about 24 hours and just didn't talk to anybody. But even in the planning and in the thick of it, and in the first couple days just before we actually launched, the professionals at Fix that were all doing behind the scenes, Meg, Trish, Keith, yourself, Mika, Mustafa, myself, just cool and calm, riding the wave, getting the job done. There wasn't any drama. There wasn't anything. It was just really, I've been on a ton of boards, and it was a true pleasure to do this. Like, honestly, like, it was just really, really great stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody was on the same page, working towards the same mission, and everyone over delivered. So it was a great experience. And I think we've kind of wrapped up the wrap up. Anything else, Christine, that you wanted to highlight?
Everybody stay engaged with Fix. We're going to look forward to you working events with us in the future. And then if you're get on the website and look at the ICSC modules, and join us at a hands-on module. And we are having some pre-symposium lectures too, in association with some of the hands-on modules. So in case you're already certified, we look forward to seeing you and catching up.
Great. Stay tuned. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Paul. Great talking to you.